If you don't know a lot about city living, for you to be under $300,000 in the city of Pittsburgh and still have a yard and an actual usable yard that you can entertain, it's unheard of. Unheard of. It doesn't exist, rarely. Good morning, Pittsburgh. We are in Bloomfield today, Pittsburgh's Little Italy. Gonna take you guys on a little bit of a walk as I go to this house. And of course, in true Pittsburgh fashion, there is road work, as always. Can't escape it here in Pittsburgh. No matter where you go, there's always some kind of road work. And they are testing water lines, I believe it is. We are in Pittsburgh's Little Italy, so I am smack dab in between Main Street and then Friendship Boulevard, which are two of the main arteries in and out of the eastern side of Pittsburgh, or at least Bloomfield. So we are at 4426 Milgate Street. So this is a row house. It's a 2-bedroom, 1-bath, and I'm going to show you guys what this looks like today. So let's go. The one thing I always hear about living in the Pittsburgh is the lack of parking. And yes, this house is on street parking. So when you live in the city, this is a necessary evil. There is no off-street parking, at least on this street. And I'll be honest with you, if you want off-street parking, be prepared to pay for it. So let's take you guys inside. So first off, here is the porch area. So a couple steps to get up. We've got 4 steps or 5. So a decent size. So you have enough definitely for a couch area here, maybe a chair, another chair, and an end table. But it's nice to have something like this in the city, especially when it rains. You can sit out here on the front porch and sip on your coffee, have a drink. And to give you guys a little bit of a perspective, so you can kind of see what she did next door with her porch. And then over there. Oh, and one more thing too I wanted to point out. If you don't want to look at your neighbor, you 100% can put up some kind of privacy barrier here. So while you may hear them occasionally, you won't see them. So, be mindful of that. And there's a few examples. Walking down, all of these row houses for the most part are the same. So like this one, you can see they have a privacy barrier on both sides. And then this to the left is like siding and then fabric. You 100% can put something up. Let's take you guys inside, show you this house. So as we enter in, so the first thing you're gonna notice is the flooring. Some of the updates that they've done, again, put in this dark flooring all throughout the entire house. So this right here, whenever they bought it, this was all covered in. And for whatever reason, I cannot figure it out. I come across a ton of houses here in the city where people at some point in the past have decided to drywall or cover up the fireplace entirely. I don't get it. So they decided to expose it, add some design, some character to the space so that you can see right here. And then I think it goes well with the dark flooring. And dimensionally speaking, this is about 13 by 12. So about 156 square feet in this room. And I'll show you how they had it set up before. So they had a recliner here before, and then they had an L-shaped couch here with I believe it was a chaise that extended out over this direction. That gives you some perspective on the couch that you could do. You could do a sectional if you wanted to, but by the time you put a sectional in here, and then this is the other side of the kitchen as well. So you would have where you would put your chairs, your table, you could put those right here, put multiple chairs, a little eat-in area, and boom, you have a place to eat now. All right, and then now I'm gonna take you guys up to the second floor, and that's where the bedrooms are at. All right, so let's go on upstairs. Cut this light on too. So steepness of the stairs, a lot of these row houses have a tendency to be like straight up almost. These aren't too bad. I don't know what the exact pitch is or the angle, but not too steep. And then the handrail is pretty substantial, I say. But off to the right, this is the biggest of the 2 bedrooms. So this is street facing. And then I'm gonna point out some things I think that are very important to know. So first thing that I think is important is the size of this wall. So any sane person coming into this house, they're thinking to themselves, how big of a bed can I actually fit in here? This is my arm width. This would accommodate easily a king bed and easily even a California king bed. So you get outlets on both sides. So if you have end tables, you're good to go. You have 2 windows in this bedroom, so you have a lot of natural light. And right now it's approximately 11:42. There's Children's Hospital right across the way. So here's your closet over there. Show you guys what that looks like inside. So it is a very normal closet. There's nothing particularly interesting to say other than it's a closet. But that said too, a lot of these older homes never even have closets. So you got an outlet here. There's an outlet there. There's an outlet there. Nothing on this side. But you have 4 outlets, which are more than plenty for what you'd ever need. Definitely would be changing the light fixture. And again, look at the flooring up here. Same flooring that is all downstairs. And then moving across the way, this is the second of the 2 bedrooms. So this is the smallest one. In here, you're not gonna put a queen size bed. It's just not gonna happen. It can't, there's not enough space. So you're gonna put in a full size bed, or what you're gonna do, you're gonna put in an office space, or this could even be a nursery if eventually you have kids or have a small one. So you got an outlet here, an outlet over there, and another outlet. So for the size of the bedroom, it's actually like, oh, and another outlet over there as well. Probably add some closet doors to that and more room for your clothes if you overrun it, the main bedroom. Let's show you guys the bathroom. This is the look at the flooring here. They put in a new shower. And then over here, this is the vanity, the toilet, medicine cabinet, nothing crazy. And then turn around, there's a mirror on the back side of the door. And that is the bathroom. It's not huge in here, but it's adequate for what it is. So upstairs, we have 2 bedrooms and then a bathroom, a full bath. That is the only full bath in this house. There is not a powder room or anything on the first floor. Now, I feel like it's important to put things into context, okay? If things look small in this house, I need you to understand that I am not small. I am 6'7", okay? Not to be cheesy, I am a little bit larger than your average human, so things next to me look a little bit smaller. And if you watch a lot of my content on TikTok or Instagram, I do a lot of the Meta Glasses POV content to show you what things look like from my perspective. So some of these spaces may actually feel really big to you, and from my perspective, it's a very different look. So I just felt like I wanted to add that context to you. I'm not a small person. A few more parts to show you about this house. When I go down these stairs, I eventually have to turn around because these old homes, the basements are just small, and this one's no different. So our house, right around the corner from here, I can't even stand in our own basement. So again, just to put things into size context for you, I'm 6'7". It might be a perfectly walkable and standable space for you, but for me, it's not. We're gonna give you guys a look at what that is down here. So if you ever wondered what it's like for me to go into these basements, here you go. This is what it's like. But here is a look at the room down here. That light needs fixed, no big deal. It is dry down here. So for anyone that doesn't know Pittsburgh, we often have moisture in our basements. It is dry in here. A lot of cabinet space to store all of your things. And then let's take you to the other side. This would be the back side of the house. So you got the furnace over here, and you got a hot water tank back there, a freezer, and then you got the washer, dryer, utility sink, and then the signature dehumidifier. Again, there is no water in the basement. I say dry, I mean there's no water, but there is in any Pittsburgh basement some amount of moisture. But that is the basement area, and they have a bunch of their stuff stored over here. Stairs that take you back up, just to give you guys a 360-degree view of the basement. So now I want to show you guys my favorite part of this house and the biggest selling point single-handedly. This right here. This is a huge selling point of this property. If you don't know a lot about city living, for you to be under $300,000 in the city of Pittsburgh and still have a yard and an actual usable yard that you can entertain, it's unheard of. Unheard of. It doesn't exist. Rarely. A really nice size porch here, table, chairs, have dinner in the evening, some drinks, some morning coffee. It is covered. You do have a skylight in the porch. And these are actually pretty cool. Plant hangers, you can stick your plants in there. Again, we need to do a little bit of landscaping back here. This has potential. This could be whatever you want it to be back here. And then I want to point that out right there, so there is AC here. And the nice part is the yard goes all the way back here. So this is about 30, 40 feet. And then there's a fence partition here. And then there's a chicken coop. I don't even know what that is. Whenever they bought it, that was here. I assume it's an old chicken coop. I actually have no idea, but there's so much potential back here to make this such an awesome entertainment space. So if you buy this house, there's some work here, but this is truly one of the greatest selling points to this property. Under $300,000 in the city of Pittsburgh, in a prime location. You can't ask for anything more. You could ask for a lot more, but you're not going to get it at this price point. Okay, so let's talk about location. Where are we? So we are, again, in Pittsburgh's Little Italy. This is Bloomfield. Just a little brief history on the area. This is the old Italian population. Not so much anymore. A lot of them have moved away, passed on, but a lot of the old Italian community lived here, and you'll see odes to that heritage all throughout the area. And also, one of my favorite things that happens every single year, usually around August, late August, early September, coincides with Pitt's opening weekend typically, is the Little Italy Days Festival. So all Italian food, up and down Liberty Avenue, just such a great time, a really family-friendly event, and it brings out all the OG crowd into Bloomfield. And funny enough, I used to live on Cypress Street, which is only 2 or 3 streets back from Liberty Avenue, but the festival usually goes Thursday through the end of the weekend, Sunday, and I would literally go home every day when the festival's going on, and I would walk out my door and walk right up to the festival. I would blow loads of money up there and just be eating terrible, but also great. The food's delicious, cannolis, you can get all your Italian foods up there. So one of the great things about this community, because you are in Bloomfield here, is that festival that brings in all of these people every single year. But beyond that, let's talk about the workforce in the area. What does that look like? So if you're new to Pittsburgh or you don't know too much about the Bloomfield area, we are directly alongside Lawrenceville. So if you cross over Penn Avenue, which is behind me, you go that direction, that takes you straight into Lawrenceville. Friendship is this direction. We have West Penn Hospital, we have Children's Hospital, which is literally back there. And then we have UPMC Shadyside, we have UPMC Presby in Oakland. We have 130 tech companies. We are within 5 to 10 minutes of downtown. We are next to East Liberty, Shadyside, close to Squirrel Hill. Strip District is within 5 minutes. Walkable, bikeable, a fantastic area. And don't even get me started with the food aspect of living right in this very location. There is some really authentic Mexican food. There is Trace Brewery, which if I turn behind me, if I keep walking this direction, I will be there literally in 4 minutes flat. There's Lot 17 right in central Bloomfield, the best bar food of any bar in Pittsburgh. I stand on business when I say that. Try it out if you haven't. You have so many bars, so many restaurants. It's just an elite place to live. I want to point this out too. If you see the sidewalk like this, that is because right now they were testing for lead in the water lines. This house was safe. So that is why the sidewalks are dug up right now. But even more so than that, it is, this is Pennsylvania, this is Pittsburgh, this is construction season here, okay? Let's give you guys a quick rundown of the updates before we cut the video. So they opened up and exposed the brick fireplace for decoration. They replastered all of the walls in the living room, which can't really see too well, at least in this video. They replastered the kitchen ceiling. All of the flooring throughout the entire house has been replaced with this flooring. All the trim's been replaced. They've replaced the gas stove, the refrigerator. They remodeled the bathroom. Toilets new, vanities new, showers new, and then the flooring in the bathrooms new. The furnace was replaced in 2023. The big upgrade, they added AC in 2023 as well. When they bought it, that was not here. They replaced the utility sink in the basement, and then they added a washer and dryer down there. And then last but not least, they resealed the roof and then added flashing to the back porch roof. All right, that was a wrap. That is a wrap on 4426 Milgate Street. So if you have any questions or want more information about the property, just drop a comment below, and I'll obviously have it linked in the description area. Take a look, let me know your honest thoughts, and you'll see more content from me around the city of Pittsburgh as I do more of these videos. And then obviously check me out on Instagram, TikTok at TimSellsPittsburgh. That's where I post a ton of my stuff, and I'll catch you guys around the city. And then I'm gonna hope and pray I don't have a ticket right now. I do not, thank God. Thought for sure I'd have a ticket right now.